I'm going to show you an OP busted exploit in Dead Island 2 that will let you farm XP while AFK. Now, this is really early on in the game. There's a side quest called Clickbait. Now, this one actually is so much more complicated than you're expecting this to be if you've seen it before. Okay, so in order to do this, we're going to have to do something really crazy, and it's really hard to set up. So take this fuel jerry can, and you're going to go over here, and you're going to throw it onto this umbrella. Now, from here, it's just going to be a ton of tries to get this to work. But once you get it, it's worth it. So if anything goes wrong, we have to return to the main menu and come back in. So keep that in mind. If this gets blown up too early, then we are basically screwed. So there's a few things we got to do here in order to make this work at the maximum, rate of XP per hour. So we're going to activate the quest, and then we're going to hang around here for a little while and just dodge enemy attacks. Also, as far as what are they called? They're called curveballs. As far as curveballs, you're going to need the shurikens that you get from the quest right before it that you have to do in order to get here. And then you also need the meat. I forget what it's called. Just the meat, basically. Distraction meat. That you get right at the beginning of the game. They force you to get it. If you have both those, it'll be great. That's what you really need. Or a gun instead of the shurikens, but preferably the shurikens, I guess. Or both, honestly. All right, now we got a lot of them spawned in. So now we're going to lure them around all the fire. We don't want them to die to the fire. This is really complicated here, actually. A lot more than you would think. So now we're going to go down here. We're going to run all the way over to this vehicle. And now that we're at this vehicle, we're just going to wait for some of the zombies to come over a little bit. And now we're going to run back. Doesn't really matter that I got caught by this. So here's where you're going to have to save and load a million times, probably. We're going to throw down meat bait right here and hope that they go for it. Sometimes they just don't care. You're going to run and jump at this and then back up. Well, jump and turn to the left and then jump up onto this and then hold sprint. Run and jump. Oh, I didn't make it. Yeah, I'm in trouble now. But that's what we got to do until we get up there. So that just exploded. So now we can't get up there. So now we're going to go back to main menu, and I'm just going to do that again and again and again until I get up there. Also, before you do it, you may want to come over here and just practice this without any zombies, because every time you go back to main menu and come back in, it resets the quest if you haven't completed it. So then you just go over here, you jump at that, back up, and then jump forward and twist to the left. So like that. And then here, jump, and then it might bounce you off. It might make you fall to your death. It could do a lot of things, but just sit here and practice this until you feel comfortable enough with it to give it a shot, actually. Okay, and I got it. Now, that was really difficult, but the reason that we wanted to do it that particular way, the reason we wanted to go over there and wait for more to spawn in and do weird things like that, is because if you do it like that, then there are actually more zombies that can spawn. So you can actually do this without doing it that way. You can instead just start it, throw meat bait, and just try to get up here fast. But then less zombies will spawn. Now, another thing that you should know about is when you throw this jerry can up here, you're going to want to try to get as close to the top of this as you can. Because if it's on the edge, it can just randomly explode from the fire down below. So now that we're up here, we're going to crouch over to this corner. We don't want to go too far. You don't want to put that much effort and then just fall off. So just get somewhere like this. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to wait for a little bit. And we're going to let them kind of come in. Now, they may get stuck below us and stand there and not die. We'll fix that later. That's why we have the jerry can. We don't want to use it yet, though, because it's really, like, if you pick it up and you try to throw it back down, it wants to tumble. And then it'll fall off and it'll ruin everything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to swap our curveball to the shurikens. And we're going to look for any zombies that are, like, broken now. And they're just standing around like that one. And whenever we get a clear shot on him, we don't have a clear shot right now, we're going to throw shurikens at him and try to disrupt him. Now, we're going to keep doing this until all the zombies that can spawn will actually keep coming over. So, throw them like that. Got rid of one of them. And then you'll have to wait for the cooldown of the shurikens, and you'll do it again. And you'll do that to deal with those ones. Or if you have a gun, you'll just use a gun. But then once you clear them up like that, then you'll have the maximum number that can walk in. You won't have any that are bugged like that. But yeah, so once you go over there like that and get them more to spawn, it makes it so these guys spawn at a much faster rate. I think it's like double the spawns or something like that. But yeah, so we're just going to sit here and we're going to try to free up any of these. And then hopefully, eventually, you can get them to where they'll just walk over to you instead of getting stuck like that. You'll get in a good cycle, and they'll all just keep on walking at you instead of getting stuck randomly like those ones over there. So yeah, you'll just keep trying to clear it up till they're all working again. So I did some further testing here, and I guess we don't actually need this. You can just get up the normal way. You can just start it and jump it normally. Because if you really want to take the time to do something with this, you can just reposition, and that'll often make them like run into the fire if they're stuck somewhere like that. So you can go AFK, but ideally you're going to want to come back every like little bit, and you're going to want to throw a meat bait into the fire realistically. So like this is kind of an AFK thing. So you're going to go AFK, and you're just going to come back every like 5 or 10 minutes, and then they're going to throw that meat thing that you have, the curveball, into the fire, and that'll free up any of them that are stuck. Or instead of that, you can just walk over to a different corner of the umbrella, and that will also free them up. Now, the runners will pretty much always get stuck, because the runners will sometimes run around all crazy, and then the second they get stopped on something while they're running around all crazy, then they will just stop and stare at you forever then, until you throw a meat bait at them, or a shuriken or something. But yeah, so then you can just do this and go AFK, just check in on it every little bit. And I actually did find it works a little bit better if we stand back here. That more often makes them stand in the fire. But if you have problems with them getting like this one's just stuck, that is where the meat bait comes in handy, and we can throw it down into the fire like that. And that will force all of them to just ignore us and go walk right into the fire. So that is the AFK XP exploit. You just got to check in on it every few minutes and throw a meat bait into the fire or something. And you'll just farm XP for free. Get a bunch of challenges done and just a ton of XP. It's really cool. So if you were looking for an AFK XP exploit for Dead Island 2, this one's probably going to do it for you. Also, another thought here, if you have like an auto hotkey script, or you have a controller that has like a turbo thing on it, lets you just jam a button over and over again, if you just get it to press the button that throws the meat bait, then you actually fully go AFK 100% and just stare at the fire and throw the meat bait off cooldown. And it will literally just be maximum XP as fast as possible. Another thing you need to watch out for is every now and then they'll fall off and get stuck down there. And when that happens, they won't come back up, and you'll slowly lose zombies that will run to the fire. All you need to do to reset that when that happens is just throw a meat bait over where those guys are feeding right there. Because zombies, the way meat bait works is it's just if zombies are within a certain radius of it, they'll go for it and they'll find a path. So like if they're down there and you throw it all the way over there, they won't go to it because it's too far away. But because right there is so close to that area over there, if you throw a meat bait over there, they'll actually walk all the way up the stairs and go all the way around and come over to it. So, you know, this is basically, it's an AFK, XP farm, but it does require a little bit of maintenance where just every so often you're going to want to go up here and you're going to want to throw meat bait into the fire or something, or just do something every now and then in order to keep it going at full speed. And before you go, check the links in the description for other helpful videos and stuff. And also, do me a favor and take a look at these phone cases. And if any of these look interesting to you and you think you might want them, then you can go and check those out on my Etsy store, where I am selling these awesome zombie phone cases. Well, I hope this exploit helped you out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.